goes by really fast. Reynor born in 2002.
Yeah.
That's when I walked to the store to buy Warcraft, you know, and I was like, I'm ready to play some games on the ladder.
Oh man, yeah, I was playing Warcraft 3 back then as well. Before the Frozen Throne.
And now he is in the grand finals, well, semi-finals of the global finals.
One map from the grand final.
It is crazy. It's been an amazing year for both these, of course. Whatever happens here happens, right? Only one can advance in the end. They have divided the WCS circuit. Reynor was allowed to win winter and summer. Serral won spring and fall. But now eventually only one can make it to the grand finals here.
And talk about the game a little bit here. It's actually not a ton to talk about right now as Reynor and Serral squeezing out the drones that they need here, flooring out a few more links. Serral going for a bit more link production at the moment. But as far as the build goes, as far as the structures and tech being thrown down, very standard and very much mirrored up.
Yeah, I don't think Game 5 here of a semi-finals at BlizzCon is where you're like, you know what?
Unless you're classic, I guess.
Yeah, I know, but that was just the craziest thing we have ever seen, okay? We have never seen that before in StarCraft. That was nuts.
Potential for them to dart in and do damage. There's that Spire from Serral.
Yep, the very quick Spire. Well, let's see what Reynor decides to do. Reynor is just building a lot of drones, by the way. I mean, obviously he's got Overlords on the other side of the map. He has a couple of safety Zerglings. But Reynor, there's one thing you can say about him, and that is that he's playing scared. He's not playing scared at all. Great. These slow roaches, just not that intimidating. We have a Dropper-Lord morphing as well for Reynor. Let me take a look. There's a very fast Overseer flying into the main base that is going to see that the Spire is there. But at this point, you see it.
It's done.
What do you do?
Spores and prey. Make more queens. Similar to Serral's sort of instant reaction is you get more spore crawlers and queens, but of course Serral would also go for the infestation pit and go for fungal to counter the mutas, which is just such a rare response. A lot of players really prefer just going hydras.
The tables are turned once again. +1 flyer is on the way for Serral here. He is playing exactly the way that Reynor was playing in the previous game. That's a lot of Zerglings. Getting a pickup on the spore crawler is massive because that's going to make it a little more doable for the mutas to do damage. Serral does not get the spore, but he did damage it quite a bit.
And Reynor is going to go for the infested path here. Both players trying their own kung fu fighting styles against each other and seeing which one can do it better. Just turning those roaches into Ravager cocoons to save them against the Lings. Good control from Reynor.
Yep, didn't lose a single unit there. I believe that Dropper-Lord is heading towards the third base of Serral, so maybe we can take a look at it.
Banelings.
Oh, these are Banelings as well, getting some economic damage
this might
done.
work. Other mutas pop out, but Serral doesn't look like he's seen it just yet. He's not paying attention. Banelings drop for Reynor, a quick pull back on those drones. He's only lost 3 so far, but 7, not bad at all. Very nice damage from Reynor. And Serral is replenishing those numbers, but actually, funnily enough, their economies are still pretty similar.
I mean, that fort base, by the way, is quite damaged already, and I find that very, very scary for Reynor. He does have the queens hovering around here, but eventually, if these queens are out of position, if Serral gets an easy pickup on this hatchery, this is going to be a very dangerous game for Reynor, who does have 5 infestas on the way already. I feel like those are very quick. Of course, they won't spawn with Fungal Grove, but he will be able to have it roughly 20 seconds after they spawn.
And going for the spore crawlers here, of course, that's minerals and drone damage if you pick it off. Serral just continuing to make more and more links, catching those roaches away from the spore crawler. Any damage these mutas can find is going to be fantastic for Serral.
Trying to cancel that spore one more time, and Serral will succeed in doing so. The main base feels a little exposed. Obviously, most of the queens are on the low ground there near the fort. That means the Reynor having a lot of confidence there in that one queen, and obviously there are multiple spores there, but if you pick up one of the spores, it opens up a massive hole in the defense of Reynor.
By the way, Serral juggling those mutas did not lose a single Mutalisk during that scuffle. And Mutalisk, one of those Zerg units that really regenerates so quickly. Dives on that Spore Crawler, it's very damaged, so down it goes. There is another one on the fallback here. We got a backup Spore Crawler. Reynor also making a second one to the right-hand side of this hatchery. Serral respecting the spores, though, keeping those Mutalisks alive, and he's making a ton of Banelings right now.
Yep, 17 Banelings, and I believe they're morphing quite close into these mutas, but the infestors are out already. Serral's going to try to kill 2 bases at once. Is this the play? Is he going for the 3rd and the 4th at the same time?
Looks like that might be the case. Roaches are waiting, though. It just seems like Reynor's expecting this.
Let's see. Maybe Serral will not
waiting for speed.
Over. He's going to pull the infestors out of position for the majority of the Banelings there. The first fungal does whip. Baneling speed is done.
Oh, we're coming to some nice fungals here from Reynor. The Banelings bust on through. They get rid of one of those Spore Crawlers. They haven't found a ton of damage over here, though, but of course Serral has a 1-2 punch. The Banelings coming in from the north side. Reynor hasn't looked. He hasn't seen it. Down go 14 drones and the hatchery. Oh my god. You're not looking for 1 second and Serral will punish you.
That is the damage that he was looking for, but that's also the damage he desperately needed. Look at the production tab. Vipers are on the way. We've seen it in the previous game. Parasitic Bomb is one hell of a spell against Mutalisk, and so far Serral is still just making links. Bane to Mutalisk, more Banelings rolling in.
Drones stacking up a little bit. 11 more going down. The drone's pulling back. They're doing a little bit of mining as well. They're pulling overseers here, but Reynor's overseer swinging on through, seeing where his economy at. He knows he's behind in that work account by a lot. This time the Banelings are dealt with very nicely.
Serral is still making nothing but Lings, Banes, and Mutas though, and
worried.
these spellcasters are very good against his composition. We've seen it before. Maybe Lings can start helping out there. How many infestors do we have out currently? 5, 6, I believe it is. He's leading damage. But right now, in a straight-up fight, Reynor could absolutely win.
And he's trying to dart away from those fungals, of course, picking off as many queens as possible, getting away from the Vipers as well, like Roddy mentioned. The spellcasters really seal the deal in a couple
Look
of
at his drones going down. 19 drones went down. Another Baneling run by here on the south. And at the same time here at the fourth base.
Again, Serral just cannot be slowed down. 0 chill from the Finnish Phenom. 30 more drones. And yes, Reynor does have a scary army. Yes, his army technically counters Serral, but he's going to have to do it off the back of an abysmal economy.
It really felt that now Serral has finally found the damage that he was looking for, and he's not stopping. 17 more Banes on the way. Once again, the spellcaster
the
is out
hatchery.
of position. Like, how has there only been a single parasitic bomb so far? That's finally the second one. It's a lot of damage. You can see that how quick that happens. But I think Serral has done a fantastic job in avoiding those Vipers and Infestors. And I mean, rolling in Baneling wave after Baneling wave. Now he can transition. Of course, Serral can maybe get his own lurkers or something among those lines, right? Hovering around a 160 supply. I wouldn't do that too often, by the way. Soaking up energy from my hive. Against all these mutas, it's a dangerous play.
How many hatcheries has Reynor lost in this game?
Yep.
A little bit too many. We have some nice chain fuggles here. All right, cluster of mutas on the left side going to go down. Nice parasitic bomb, and that stacked up muta cluster as well.
Yep, that's a
he's
lot
not
of
splitting, he's not splitting, he's not splitting.
Goodness. Now you probably want to disengage for a little bit if you're Serral.
Let's get those out of the pan. Let's let those cool down a little bit. That's quite a bit of DPS there.
Like, we have barely had time to look at this, by the way, but if you take a look at the mini map, the entire map is getting swallowed by Serral. Meanwhile, he's even taking the left bottom side during that non-stop aggression. He has been transitioning, he is stacking up at home, but at the same time he's also expanding, saturating his bases, and even though all of his mutas are half on HP, he still finds a way to pick up the Hydra Den as well.
The balls in this kid. He's going for the Hydra Den himself so he can get towards lurkers, and 7 ultras in production. They're going to have chitinous as well as pretty nice attack upgrades. And when those ultras come, he's going to have giant frontline damage with a lot of hit points.
It's been one hell of a series, and it really felt like the reigning world champ was on the ropes, being down 2-1, just not looking that good in the 2 games that went into favor of Reynor. But like so many times in his career, and that's what's so special about Serral, he seems to be turning it around once again when the stakes are so incredibly high. This is still a very intimidating Zerg army. Now, lurkers can be useful.
I like this round, this concave of Spore Crawlers, though. It's going to make the ultras into a bit of a funnel.
It almost feels that Serral should be attacking the initial 4th base of Reynor, right? I feel like that's the weakest target. Nidus Network does go down in the main base. I believe we have plenty of Lings and Banes out there, but the Roaches are going to shut this down. A couple of lurkers here. Is that going to be enough?
Well, we'll see. It looks like the lurkers are not long for this world. The Ultra's getting right on top of those Hydralists. Reynor's got to step in, bringing in those Infestors just for Infestitarians. Anything to try and slow down these giant space cows. Oh, but the lurkers coming in to join in. They have adaptive talents. They're going to chase them down. Insane damage. Good lurker shots indeed. Great splash on those Ultras.
Wow, fantastic hold by Reynor, who's still maxed out during all of this. Still shutting down Nidus Networks as well. And yes, Serral is still richer. Serral has more bases. That was phenomenal by Reynor.
It was, and like I said, you keep trading inefficiently. Eventually, the other guy is going to catch up even with a worse economy. Just sees the Nidus Worm here with that Roach coming out of the main.
Yeah, but that could be anything. Reynor perhaps getting a little over-eager here. Now even feeling that after that fight, he can start attacking. He does have a lot of lurkers, Roaches and Hydras. Well, these Lings are very strong, but I guess that's going to be enough for Reynor for now. Reynor picking up a base. He's fighting back. The Italian is not out of it yet.
Absolutely not.
Oh, attack the Lurker Den!
Oh, and also the Nice Worm's got a bunch of units in it. Getting the Lurker Den's massive here. Serral's just trying to get some upgraded Lurkers, or even any Lurkers whatsoever here to try and fight back. Lurkers are so important in this matchup. Reynor, can he make this happen here? He's pushing forward on the Nice Worm, which has so many units in it. Get out of there!
Yeah, everything that was stuck in there would have actually gone down, but I don't think too many units were coming in. Ultras coming in from the south side. Banelings collapsing on these Lurkers as well.
It looks really close, but Serral might just have enough. The Lurkers are doing so much damage for Reynor. Oh my god, it's close. Oh my god, it's close. But Serral just breathes a sigh of relief as he pushes Reynor back, barely.
Yeah, but 15 Hydras on the way, 18 Roaches on the way for Reynor. That did build up a little bit of a bank because he just wasn't losing anything for the longest time. Serral is taking the entirety of the left side of the map, but I do believe that he needs to start rebuilding that lurker then, right? Playing ZVZ without lurker.
Oh!
Cancelled as well. Reynor's army looks very big. He's actually got 40-50 supply up.
Oh my god. Is this it? Reynor is ahead so much. Army supply, Roddy, and these Ultras have not been very good in this match. They have not found that edge for Serral to seal this deal. He's had such a brilliant game, but Reynor's done everything right, seemingly. He's coming in from the left-hand side. Those roaches, no problem, but they burrow out of harm's way.
That is a sick move as well. Reynor is actually so close, winning a super late game against Serral, but Serral had all the time in the world to make the right moves. Can the Ultras do it here for Serral?
The Lurkers on the right-hand side doing so much damage to the Ultras to Serral, picking up one more Ultra on the backside, nearly goes down almost barely, catching some drones as well. The Finnish Zerg's economy, that lead that he had, not so impressive anymore. He just doesn't have many minerals, he's got a lot of gas. Well, what does he do with it at this point?
Yep, we haven't seen any infestors coming out of Serral. He is in trouble. He had the map, he had Reynor cornered. He had all the time in the world to figure out how he wanted to close it out. But Reynor just kept on surviving, and suddenly, oh my goodness, what is it when these two play against each other, Maynard? It can never be normal, can it?
It's just always something special. And our world champ is on the brink of elimination here, guys. Reynor chasing down this Ultralisk, and these are things that Serral cannot afford to replenish. He's making whatever he can right now, but it is make no question, this is desperation here from Serral.
It's a lot of Lings as well, and Lings, like, yes, they can be good in picking up a couple of targets, but the lurker count is still so freaking high. Serral does finally pick up a couple of roaches, but he's down 70 supply.
Reynor, oh my god, the lurker count.
No, you can't. You just can't.
I think I just threw up in my mouth a little. There's so many lurkers, oh my god.
But if Serral loses that base, he's just down to no mining at all, and he knows it. 4 more lurkers on the side of Reynor. Reynor is basically maxing out on lurkers at this point, but why not, right? What's the Viper count on the side of Serral? Has Serral been able to make a couple of Vipers?
3. Not convincing.
Against the 2 of Reynor, by the way, so Reynor can maybe abduct the Viper as well.
Lings trying to counterattack, the lurkers are there to intercept. This is, I believe, the only mining base from Serral on the far left.
That army, Reynor, that army is ridiculous. I mean, Reynor's really not mining a lot either, but Reynor does have an insane amount of lurkers. These Lings are being annoying, they're running around. Serral's trying to do whatever he can to buy time, but he only has 37 drones, and I'm still not really believing in the army that he has. Yes, he's got a lot of Ultras. He's probably setting up a magical flank eventually, but how do you flank 20 plus lurkers?
No, it's just one of those things where, yeah, you might get the flank and it might be even the greatest concave you've ever had in Starcraft Light, but there's so much lurkers that it might not even matter. They'll just fight from inside of the concave and win. Look at that spread of lurkers as well. Blinding Clouds aren't going to work here because they're too spread out.
That is so many lurkers. 28 lurkers at this point. A fungal will land. Serral is kind of positioning his army like he almost wants to go for it, but he's going to need the most magical Blinding Clouds of all time.
And here we go, Serral comes forward. The DPS of these lurkers is insane with the adaptive talent, so he can lift up these lurkers and pull them out of the clouds, and Serral knows it. He pulls back. This might be the final moments in this phase. Oh, a Viper goes down. That thing had a lot of juice on it.
Double abduct there as well. Reynor's going to get another Viper. He gets both of them. That's 2 Vipers going down on the side of Serral. Serral is still counterattacking with Lings though, but he's just working with so incredibly little. I believe Serral's trying to get the right top side running again. Still making Ultra. Serral's trying to be as annoying as he possibly can, but this is just an absolutely insane army on the side of Reynor.
He killed the lurker den, so Reynor can't make any more, at least for now, but I don't know if it matters anymore. I think the lurker count's reached critical mass where Serral just doesn't have the right composition anymore, and he just doesn't have the ability to do anything else.
Base rates are scary as well, by the way. Serral still has, obviously the option to go for all the spicy Lings. It's very important for Reynor that it doesn't start spiraling out of control, that he doesn't start losing too many buildings, because then he could potentially get eliminated.
But does Serral even have the better army for a base trade? I just don't think so.
No, but that's when you base trade, right? The worst army. I think technically if Lings keep counterattacking, if Serral keeps avoiding this army, Serral is down quite a bit. I don't think Reynor has any idea about this army, base on the right top side.
Serral was trying to burrow the roaches and catch those lurkers. Oh my god, Reynor coming in from several angles here. The Ultra is taking a lot of damage. Yoiks there on the Overseers, obviously can't grab the Ultras, but that's just it! The writing was on the wall, and Reynor has